guess I say, well, I'll just move Bromstar to the set of random NPCs. There are so many random NPCs, of story NPCs for your group.
I bet.
I don't even know who this character is, but gosh. So many we've had to say goodbye to. What's up?
Oh, I'm just looking through the monster manual, and I just found it funny that I said T-Rex randomly out of nowhere. A T-Rex is a challenge rating 8, so in theory I could do that now.
Polymorph has to be of a creature you know exists. You can't transform them into something you're not aware of.
Fair.
There are no dinosaurs on Ilderon that are naturally occurring. There are some trapped in a prison on one island in a small corner of the world.
That we haven't been to.
Yes, nobody has been to. It is specifically a place that is a...
If you're saying if we go there.
You're not the first player to have this thought. It is a location on a mishap for a teleport. And one player was just like, okay, so all I have to do is teleport enough, mishap, stumble upon it, and make a new discovery. And then just like, every time you mess up a teleport, that's like a D10 of force damage. And that just keeps stacking for each time you mishap.
Yeah, you'd have to take breaks in between.
Alright, let's do this thing. Oh, freak. Let's put the right map on the screen too. And get some music flowing. We'll go with this one. Whew, what a weird session. Hello and welcome to the Ilderon Tales. This is the Scholars Saga 1 episode 24 of their campaign. And wild episode at that. I had to flush out a lot of a new part of a setting, so please bear with me that we don't have a lot of assets created for tonight, but ideally by the next time we come back to this group, I will have more art assets and things to inspire the imagination up. For tonight, I will try and be very descriptive with my descriptions. That said, we are playing Dungeons and Dragons tonight. Everything you're going to see is is live storytelling, and it is a role-playing game. The story can go in any direction, and who knows where it's gonna go? Because I sure don't. You think I planned this? If you're under the age of 14 and you're watching this, please stop and talk to your parents, because you're probably going to see content that's inappropriate for you. And finally, if you're unfamiliar with the setting, it's the world of Ilderon. It is a cool homebrewed setting of our own creation. There's a wiki, and you can Google search it and learn a whole bunch about it. That said, we're appreciative for that you have decided to rock here with us tonight, and let's jump into it. The recap for last session, since we're starting so late, I'm gonna try and fly through the recap. If you guys want me to give some more information, just feel free to ask questions. Last session started on the night of the 34th of Noble. The party was in the city of Dagger Gully. The city was under an apocalyptic siege. The Shield Hand was trying to conquer the city. Meanwhile, a cult of individuals known as the Daughters of Ginduai were trying to destroy the city. And meanwhile, everybody in the city was trying to get out of it. As the ritual hit a climactic, I don't know the word. I know the word. It's on the edge of my tongue, but I can't think of it in this moment. Catastrophe? No, it's the word of
culmination.
culmination's getting close. It's like when a symphony is hitting like where all of the
Crescendo.
instruments. Crescendo. That's it. I was thinking.
Crescendo.
Or crescendo. Yes. So when it was hitting that fever pitch point, thunder started roaring throughout the city, and the thunder was slowly splitting people's physical forms from their astral forms. The party tried, or finished their raid on Tydethel's palace and tried to flee the city to someplace safe, heading towards Morgan's tower. After wading through the storm waters and the thunder, the lightning, and the hellscape around them, unfortunately, the party got to Morgan's palace just as this fever pitch hit. The thunder continuously ringing and just ripping people apart from their physical forms. Eventually, the entire party and presumably the entire town was taken over by this strange arcane fatigue, and everybody passed out. The next thing the party knew, they were in this cosmic, strange space fountain with all of these different platforms and all of these different floating cosmic oasis around them. Azure woke up first, and he was slowly able to save the party members one by one as they started waking up in these pools of water, and people were floating to the top of these pools and drifting off of the side of them, falling into the infinite abyss, presumably to never be heard from again. As Azure was able to save a couple of the party members, there were 2 cosmic servants there. I actually haven't named what these people are. They're the inhabitants of Kainamaji, but I guess I'd make them Kainamajanians. Kamajanians. Let's go with... No, Kainamajanians. There we go, Kainamajanians. There were 2 Kainamajanians there who were tending to this specific oasis and were freaking out. After hundreds, if not thousands of these bodies started appearing in the water and floating up through it, they cut off this oasis from the rest of the flowing water of this realm, redirecting its now corrupted water to a amphitheater in the far-off stars. The party decided to follow these 2 servants as they did not seem aggressive, although they could not understand them. As they left this oasis, one last individual was able to break through or spawn in it. She was a elven woman. The Kainamajanians instantly recognized her as an enemy and attacked her, and she shapeshifted into a bird, or wild shaped into a bird, and flew off. With that, they went to the amphitheater where they redirected the waters. The party met a celestial servant, a massive woman by the name of Elavion, who was tending to a pool of the same corrupted water that had plagued the oasis that the party spawned in. That said, after getting into some discussion with her, they found out they were in the place called Kainamaji. There were no mortals here anywhere. Only one mortal had ever been here before, and she didn't like mortals coming here, and they're not supposed to be able to get here, which made this whole ordeal of thousands of them coming here very weird and strange. As she was trying to figure out what was going on and what to do with you all, a servant of the gatekeeper entered this realm and demanded to be put in charge of what happens to your souls, as it is Haldora's duty to guide souls to the afterlife, and they should not be going through whatever this realm of water was. Before the decision could be made, she told them she would not be bossed around in her own domain, and she gave the party an ultimatum to return to Ilderon or to to go with the gatekeeper's servants, which was the Heraf, which is that six-winged angel of death that does the gatekeeper's will. With that said, the party decided that they were going to return to Ilderon. Unfortunately, Azure was carrying somebody else's soul, and she could not simply return him to Ilderon, as it was not within her power. She cleansed things, and she had a specific term for what she did. I don't have my notes for that session up exactly. But she was unable to restore Azure's broken soul, but she could give him the opportunity to start anew on Ilderon, reincarnating with the energy of the soul he had, setting both leaving behind who he was and setting the soul that he was carrying inside of him free. With that, she sent Azure back to Ilderon, forming him a body that was shaped around the soul he had, and the rest of the party back to Ilderon too. Before she could send everybody back to Ilderon, Brum decided his place in Ilderon in the physical realm was done and stepped out of the pool to find answers in Kainamaji and beyond. That said, everybody woke up on the shores of a beach with black sand. There were some elven women waiting nearby on the shore playing flutes and or I forget what the second instrument the other one was playing. They had been waiting for a while for somebody to return from Kainamaji. They presumed the party was these people. With that, they decided that, they said that the party would, or rather that their leader, Ayandel, would want to know more about what happened in Kainamaji, and they invited them to dinner. And the party started following them off of this black sand. We are going to pick up there. It is the 36th of Noble. Some time has passed since you guys passed out in Dagger Gully and woke up in Kainamaji. For those of you who can read the stars and those of you who can just know what time of day it is and how it passes in Ilderon, it's just like things are a little off. It's like, okay, I am on a different part of the world. The celestial spear has tilted a little bit. Okay, yeah, it's a couple days later. All right. Let's see. I had some description pulled up. Oh, how receptive are they of you guys? Not very.
I tell everyone I follow my lead,
Okay.
And I do my best to follow stories of elves and things that I can remember from my bardic storytelling.
The first thing you are going to notice as you get into the tree line lining the beach, they're going to mount up on. Somebody was asking something? Okay. They're going to mount up on horses, and they have a carriage waiting for each of you. Or rather, not each of you, for the group of you. The carriage is pulled by a very strange-looking ogre-like creature. And let's go to something a little spectral.
Ooh, I like.
Or we'll go to ambient. All right. Do you all want to take the carriage?
Sure.
Okay. Stepping inside of the carriage, parts of the Cassie, I guess, are made out of stone and covered in moss on the bottom parts of it. There have been there are wooden posts driven into the stone of a dark wood that bends over and does very little to shield you from the elements. The tarp running over the top of this carriage, it is more of a thin veil, and you can see the night sky and glimpses of the trees outside of it. That said, the wood will give you a moderate amount of privacy. However, what does give you a decent amount of privacy is as the ogre lurches forward, pulling all of you. The bumbling of the wheels against the are from the sand road onto the gravel road, and then eventually you feel some sort of cobbled stone beneath you as the carriage bounces on it. Presumably, if you guys talk quiet enough, the people outside won't hear you. They start leading your carriage deeper into the woods.
So, I'll say really quietly. So, guys, I'm kind of I don't know, blank slate. So, if there's anything you have for suggestions, let me know. Quietly, of course.
How much does he look like Azure? Is he recognizable as Azure?
This looks like. This looks like. So this is gonna be it's gonna be a weird description, and Steve, I'll let you add your flavor into this, okay? So nobody ever asked, and it wasn't really important to the character. But Tydethel was a trans person. They had a feminine portrait, even though, they did present male. And so those features are definitely there. And I think that blended with Azure, you would get I think you'd get like a very, and this is my own personal opinion, I think you would get a very like Antonio Banderas meets like Legolas of just beautiful but kind of dark femi male type character.
Okay,
And
so
Steve, in whatever description you want, it is obviously your character, and I will let you shape your reincarnation, but you are kind of a mash between Azure and Tydethel.
Okay.
So a very effeminate Antonio Banderas.
In my mind, that's what I'm imagining Azure as.
That description is amazing.
That sounds a little terrifying, not gonna lie. Like it's not horrible, but like...
He's probably still got, like, the violet eyes and white hair, But,
So, it wouldn't exactly look like you, but it would be recognizable, and we'd be able to go, oh, this is Azure.
they've got the elf ears.
And not be like, who is this? Alright.
That's fine. Yeah. So does that mean my skin's a bit darker? I'm no longer like shock white.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, also you're not dead and pale as the moon.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh! For the first time in centuries, you're gonna be able to see your reflection.
True.
How well does Azure even know what he looks like? I think
I don't know. It's been
think about
like
it. Probably
100 years.
Yeah.
Right.
So, long story short, we ended up in a spiritual realm where you were reborn. They look a little different.
Hmm.
A little different.
Give me a just give me a stealth check. It's not going to be very difficult, but if anything happens, I need to know what I'm rolling against. Of just like because I'm assuming you guys are keeping your voices down.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely. Yeah.
Is that a stealth check from Anaziah there?
Yes, Anaziah. Azure is not aware these people are enemies. The rest of the party knows these probably are not good people. If they had anything to do with what happened in Dagger Gully, that was not a good situation for anyone.
But Azure is aware that everyone else in the carriage is considered to be like kind of my underlings or something by these people.
That's what they
They're
told
like
you.
pets.
When
So
you,
that's
I think
why.
that's what they like said.
yeah,
That's
when you
why
washed
he's
up on the beach.
kind of.
Yeah,
That's
these
why he's kind of
people-
whispering to them, like he doesn't want to share his confusion so loudly that like
Okay.
the people around.
God,
No.
Anaziah killing it.
Yeah. And so it's a little unclear. We may have, in a way, all died and been reborn. But you didn't have your own soul at the time. So you couldn't be reborn as you were. You
I see.
So we know you as Azure.
Haha.
You and I would know he was kind of a paladin cleric, right, Brandon?
Yeah, you witnessed his powers. You saw him smite people.
Okay. So you had a very, how to say, righteous way of viewing things. Some people would consider you a paladin type, though you were also an entertainer of sorts.
Azure nods thoughtfully. How did I entertain?
You often like to play the flute, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Well, I really should thank Elevion sometime. This will be interesting. Having a soul.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I guess those are the important parts, and I just basically started explaining our connection and history to him without going through the entire thing.
What kind of history?
Like the history between
In like
the
a
two of
secret
us,
place.
Ah.
or like our
Oh
like
yeah,
our
you
group.
guys did.
I'm going to
And-
jump in for a second and say, as you guys are talking, we're going to pan out for a moment. And Havoc, as this carriage is being pulled and the company, the people who walked inside of it, and obviously the elves leading it on horseback, you are going to recognize, flying around this area as an owl, you are going to recognize your companions, the ones you've been sent here for, are now potentially in the care of your enemies. You can see the carriage. It doesn't seem that anybody is taking note of you. They are walking into a forest. The thicket of the forest is going to be getting denser. The trees rise around and their limbs intertangle with each other like bramble, and rather than leaves on any of the trees, their ends come to sharp, thorny spikes, and the deeper they go, a green mist or fog kind of sits heavy on the land, that would make up like the foliage of these trees, of like kind of how that obscures the landscape, but rather than leaves, it's like that thick fog. Looking in further, I will say they'll probably get about 300 more feet into this forest before it becomes like too difficult to fly freely, and you're going to be weaving around this this bramble forest canopy.
I will fly over to the carriage and land on top of it as softly as I can. As I am like a barn owl, I make no noise when I fly. So when I land, it's silent.
Okay.
And I'll just ride the carriage and listen to the conversation.
Okay. The rest of the party, you can continue. And Isaiah, you were saying you were explaining something?
Yeah, I was basically explaining Azure's connection to the party, like our backstory, how we met. And I was kind of going to try and gloss over most of it, so I don't have to recount like the 24 episodes of content.
So it all started with a vote. We were sitting in the chambers of COVID.
Right? Exactly. That's basically what I'm doing, because he said he's basically a blank slate. This is what I know about him.
Azure, I will give you
So
the
we met
opportunity.
in a special secret place.
The opportunity?
Go ahead, Annie.
The summary, I feel like he's gonna talk about like really small details for really, really long, and then gloss over like most of our first mission.
This is Anastasia, not Kaya.
Yeah.
So, Steve, you were going to say something, and then I'll jump in.
I might interrupt and ask a different question, but what was the opportunity you were going to offer me?
I was going to say, as he's explaining this, there are pieces of this that ring in your mind, and I'll give you the opportunity for a history check.
Okay.
Of just kind of like what Vietnam flashbacks are you able to cling to?
All right, here comes one.
Hey,
20.
21. Yeah, your sense of justice is something that's very powerful to you. There's kind of a disconnect, I guess, internally with the soul that you have now, that it doesn't have the same understanding of that sense of justice. But like when Anaziah says that to you, like the moments, sitting inside of Scalen Kelinar's like log house and offering him the chance of redemption and not killing him on the spot, and the slaver that you ran into on the roads, that you ambushed by the tree side, your dive into the depths of the Kayak prison tomb, helping the people of Zewatekis, like those moments of like your sense of justice kind of rings those back into your mind. They don't feel like your memories, but you do have access to them.
Okay, so I can kind of introduce them to my soul now, so to speak.
Yeah.
Cool. At some point, Azure will interrupt because he doesn't know how much time that we have, and he'll quietly say, I really meant more, what shall I do now as we approach this elven ruler? Or their boss?
Well, you told us to follow your lead, so...
Well, of course I have to say that in front of our hosts.
We have no information to go on. We know they're elves. You guys are talking in a language we don't understand.
Well, do you know any stories of elves, or anything that can give me an idea of conduct? Jog my soul, jog my memory?
I know they're not too friendly to other races that aren't elves.
That much is clear.
We are... there's an elf faction that we are having certain issues with. I don't know how in depth they are. I believe they go by the Daughters of Genduai.
Azur has no reaction to that.
Right, and I don't follow elf culture all that much.
I guess, can I try to do a general history check according to my bardic lore? Because I am a storyteller's type bard. Maybe get some memories from that.
Yeah, what would you be trying to memorize or remember?
Just sort of, I don't know, epic tales of Rion or the courts of the elves or something, so I can get some idea of how to present myself,
Okay. Go ahead and roll me that check, and there's 2 things I need from party members. We did level up, so if anybody's passive perception has changed, please let me know. I need to mark that on your cards. And then also, what is Trevorn's passive perception?
My
17.
passive
Good
is 17
lord.
again. I'm not sure if it was 16 before, but it's 17 now.
Okay.
I don't know how to calculate passive. I had to fudge my level.
Okay. I can do it for
Your
you.
passive perception is your perception bonus plus 10.
Yeah. So you've got a passive perception of 12.
12. Okay, still good.
You don't see nothing.
Hey, you joke, but that's a huge improvement from 9.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
I still like when we're setting up the ambush, we're walking up, and as my passive perception, I pick up where our ambushed people are hiding. I'm like, guys, you're not hiding well. I can see you, right? And then they just go and hide, and they still didn't hide good. I was like, damn it.
And Isaiah's at a 17.
Yeah, I'm at a 17 now. I think I was at a 16 before.
Okay. I will give you guys the opportunity to continue talking. I'm just going to update you on your situation. Iniziah and Trevor. Trevor, from the top of this carriage, as you guys are rolling along this road, the procession is proceeding silently. Up ahead, you can see there is lantern light. There are several individuals in cloaks with hoods over their heads. Their lanterns casting a dim orange fire's light through this green mist that is covering the floor of the forest and obscuring vision. There seems to be... You know what? I'll roll 3d4. Nope, I'll roll 2d6. That's better. There are 6 of them there, and there are 2 larger canine figures, some sort of giant wolf like creatures waiting with them. They're waiting on the road as the carriage is approaching, and whoever is leading your carriage does not seem to be concerned, or it seems that they are intentionally leading to this group. And Isaiah, inside the carriage, you notice this too. You can see the outlines of their figures and their lantern light in the distance. It's not an immediate concern to you guys, just your passive perceptions pick it up.
Okay.
But
So
how far away are they?
How far away are they? I will say they're 80 feet up the road.
80 feet up the road?
Yeah, that's about
I'm
your guys'
going
perception
to-
ranges.
As an owl, everybody's going to see this owl just kind of like with its feet dug into the top of the cloth thing, swing in, like basically like a bird that like or somebody on a balance beam where they swing down. And as I do, I'm gonna pop out the owl form, and you guys see a 2-foot dark skin, almost like a dark elf, but it's a gnome like creature with these really gossamer wings, and they're just fluttering. And he goes, "We need to get out of here."
Why is that little fellow?
Who are you?
But
Give me a
you
stealth
all
check, by the way.
recognize the
Ooh.
owl.
I didn't get to mention this. Give me a stealth check for the speaking, by the way. The
Okay.
owl, by the way, everybody is going to... not everybody. Azure and Aurora are not. Inaziah and Lex and Azure has echoes of this in his mind. You do recognize this owl. It did used to
Was this
travel
Gibble?
with you. It does look like Gimple.
Oh. I don't actually remember what that is or who that
It
was.
It was Caius spirit there.
Oh yeah. Okay, no, yeah. Oh.
Yeah, the one that
That's
got
nice.
reborn once or twice. Once after being destroyed, ripped apart by the dark elf, the dark shadow evil elf that was sitting in the lake poisoning the water.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that. I forgot about that.
But yeah, he's like, "These guys are really bad. We need to get out of here."
But they are my kin, are they not?
"They're really bad. We need to get out of here."
You're in a moving carriage? Do I know
Yeah,
that?
we're in a
You got
moving
2
carriage.
legs, don't you? We-
I look at it, sure, I go, what did they tell you?
Who?
When you were talking to them, what were you talking about?
Well, they said that we should go and see. I say the name. What is her name? Go and see their boss. Oh,
Yeah.
Hondel.
Yeah, it's bad. We gotta go. Let's go. Come on.
As you guys are talking, something else is happening outside the carriage. The large ogre that is pulling it looks back and says, Madam, it seems a Wanderkin has jumped into the carriage." One of the elves looks back. Is
As soon
trying
as
to
he looks
rob us?
back- As soon did I? Let me see if I took it. No, I didn't take it. Damn it! Hold person on the ogre.
Rolls a wisdom saving throw. I've got to roll this thing up. It rolled an 11. It rolled an 11 before any bonuses. Ogres are not known for being wise creatures. This one is magically enhanced. But I will base it off the creature that comes immediately to mind. So what is your save?
15.
15. So only if it has a +4. And that is not very likely. It is a... Oh, wait, nope. That's, I was about to say. That is a wise flippin' ogre.
Would you pick an Oni?
No, it is not an Oni. I looked at a orc, a spiritual orc shaman, and I was just like, why does this thing have such high wisdom? It's like, okay, wait, that's an orc. That's not what we're looking for. I will just do this myself, because I don't want to flip through 100 books. I'm gonna give it 1d6 bonus to its intelligence, or not its intelligence, its wisdom at +8. It gets 6. That is going to be 14. And I'm going to say it's a 15% chance this thing's proficient in wisdom saves, 1 through 15. 10. It is proficient. It is going to, as it feels, the magic's going to say, "Hey, the Wonderkin, madam, is casting on us. It's magically capable."
Time to go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody out.
Alright. Let's go.
And did the ogre stop, or is he still like?
Yeah, the carriage is going to stop as the woman is going to pull her horse around to the side of it. She begins speaking. Do you guys just want to run?
Well,
I heard a lot of stuff, so I'm going to ask people individually. Go ahead, Anaziah, and then I'm going to come back to you, Lex, on what you said.
does Anaziah understand what they said?
Oh yeah, he's speaking.
That's a good question. If this thing's speaking in
Elvish.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't say it was speaking in Elvish. She will start speaking in Elvish, and they'll probably communicate from Elvish from now on, because that's my bad. I've just got to remember these are culturally different people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because I know last time, like, yeah, we don't understand what they're saying. So
Speaking in. It was speaking in Common. The woman is muttering in Elvish as she approaches the carriage. Azure, you are going to hear her say, the last thing I need is a pesky Wanderkin interrupting us on our way to a Yandel. Already had one traitor today. And she is bringing her horse along to the side of the carriage and is going to reach to move the veil. Oh, okay. Annie, you said something for Lex. I didn't catch it.
I guess because Lex doesn't really understand what's going on. They're just gonna book it.
Okay.
They're not gonna, or at least try and get away.
Okay. Lex jumps out of the carriage and goes for a nice sprint. What's everybody else want to do?
Anaziah doesn't know what they said. He's going with them. He's running too.
All right.
Brisk morning jog. Alright.
Aurora is down the same path. She does not want to deal with whatever she cannot hear, so she's gonna follow them and book it as well.
Azur will. I don't know. I guess he'll kind of roll a. What you call that? He wants to see if he thinks that Wanderkin is worth listening to or genuine. Because he's still confused about his kin being someone that's very bad, and he must run from them.
Okay. So you're gonna roll a history check of what you know of this owl.
Sure.
Go for it. I was gonna say, if this is another nat 20, close.
You're rolling very well tonight.
Yeah, again, you are trying to pull
It's the
back
detail.
on these memories. You've never known this owl in person, but yes, you did. There was a companion in those visions that kept summoning the spirit of it. And in each of those moments that I mentioned, with Galen Kelinar, with, oh my gosh, I just forgot the slaver lady's name. And
Dean Doolin?
Oh yeah, with Dean and and in Ziwatekis, you do remember this owl was there helping you guys out each time. Or at least the spirit of it.
And he's just like, "On, let's go, let's go, let's go, come on, come on."
Alright, Azur's gonna say, "A game of tag now? Alright, you better run fast." And he just goes after them. He just says that in Elvish.
Alright. You know what? Roll me a deception check.
All right.
This is one of the beauties of D&D. Sometimes things change.
So what do they roll? Because I get a 10 minimum. As a
Okay, so that's a 15.
Sure.
So as you say a game of tag now. All right, and you jump out. The woman next to the veil of the carriage, pulls it aside. You hop out, and she's going to say, "Your Grace, this really isn't the time. We have business to be attending to this evening."
Oh, join in the fun! And he motions for them to follow. I think that Wonderkin's it.
I flutter my little ass as fast as I can after them because I can fly.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Join in the fun.
Want another deception for that?
No,
Or-
I'm not
or,
going to make you roll
persuasion?
another persuasion with that.
I don't know why that was so funny to me, but that hurt.
You are going to, as you run off, hear these fleeting words. She is going to turn and say, tend to the rest of our entourage, make sure the prisoner is secured. And at that point, you're her words kind of droop low, and you can, or rather, her words drift off as you get too far away.
Can
The
I
party,
try to listen a little more?
I will give you more information, but give me, or actually, here we go. Give me a perception check. There we go. Trying to listen more. Her words drift off. You can try and understand the sounds you heard. As she, the last couple words, I'm going to indulge him. At which point, she begins counting in Elvish, shouting 1, 2, 3, 4. Her words echoing on the wind. The party. Well, you guys are off in a place. Let's roll a percentage die at how close you are to a place. You all begin running. As you run through this bramble forest, it is not the most pleasant terrain to be running across. The mist that is coming up from the ground and obscuring obscuring around you, it has a heavy scent of sulfur in it. That said, it's not potent enough to really be to hurt to breathe. The further you run, you guys start to hear the sound of running water. Give me a choice as a party. Do you guys want to run towards the running water or away from the running water? This path.
I don't know.
Go ahead.
As Lex ran past, and knowing that Lex is one of the only people who can't see in the dark, I tap them on the shoulder, and I give them Eyes of Night, which is 300 feet of dark vision for an hour.
Okay. It is dark here. It is mid-evening, or it's going into the evening. What's obscuring your vision more than lack of light is this fog.
That's okay. It's dark, so I just want to make sure that they can see, and they now can see for 300 feet.
Okay. So, towards running water or away from running water? Give me the decision, Annie. It seems the party is following Lex.
Would I know which way to go?
Good news. Lex likes to move. Bad news. Lex does not know where to go.
Would Trevin know where to go here? You know what? Let's just do this as a percentage die. I will say, Trevin, there was a large structure with lots of lights and lanterns on it, rising out of the mist, not too far from here. You can navigate your way to that structure. The other area of significance to you is the beach. Other than that, I would say no, Trevin does not know where to go. To get back to the beach, this has been a winding path and you guys moved from it. It would be a survival check to find your direction to the beach. With that,
Would I know it's at the lighted tower, or
say that again?
Would I know what was at the lighted tower, having been here for any amount of time?
You can assume not bad stuff. Or, I'm sorry, blah. You can assume bad stuff.
Okay, so
I told you guys as players, you guys are literally on the doorstep of, the worst enemies you guys might envision. Trevor is aware that the rest of this continent keep their distance from live down here. If there's any sort of settlement, it probably belongs to this other faction.
So I would be telling them to follow the road as quickly as they can back to the beach.
Yeah, and you guys are off the beach. So the decision I need right now is towards running water or away from running water.
Towards is probably the safest.
Probably
There's
towards.
gotta be a boat or something.
I imagine I'm quite thirsty if I came out of the ocean.
Okay. All right. The party is going to take off, running, jumping, pushing through the trees, presumably off of the road because they could just run you down with horses on the road. You guys hear the shouting in the distance get quieter and quieter of just 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Of course, only Azure
15,
hears this.
16.
Everyone else is hearing a different
17,
language.
18, 19, 20. Everybody hears whatever, the person was chanting. She says words instead. Here I come. And there is a trumping, and presumably they are looking for you guys. Lex, you lead the party into a small glade. There is running water cascading down moss-covered rocks. The brambles of the trees here, there is a semblance of life in this glade, coming from the moss that is covering everything. the trees seem like those strange arcane trees forming the canopy top. Here, however, because of the stones and the rocks, there are not enough areas for the trees to take root and cover the forest, or rather cover the sky and form a canopy. Instead, light is glistening in through the cascading water off of the rocks and outcroppings here, and just providing a brief area of respite around this crag. The rocks bend and form over a stone structure built into what seems to be like what would normally be like a cave or something next to this small waterfall. Instead, it seems to be like a mausoleum, crypt, or some sort of memorial made of marble stone. The moss grows around everything here, except for the marble stone. It seems that somebody has been tending to this. There is a statue of a woman with brambles coming out of her back. Underneath the statue is a small pool. As the water flows down the waterfall, there's a small aqueduct depositing water into this pool. The statue itself, the bottom of it is bleeding, seeping a dark ichor into the water, polluting it below. The water itself below is giving off, is forming, foaming with like that dark green mist, and running across the forest floor here, but however, not terribly thick as it is in the rest of the forest. You guys have reached a small grotto. If you want to go inside the structure, you can. If you want to hide, you can. But presumably they're looking for you behind. With that, I'm going to say you guys do have a moment of respite.
As everybody's catching their breath, I'm going to use my Druidcraft cantrip and start trying to grow the trees and the roots of the trees up a little bit. So if somebody else comes running through, they're going to trip and fall.
Okay. There is a stone pathway here that you can grow the roots over. The stone pathway seems to be intentionally placed here and looks a little bit ancient. Nonetheless, you're able to control the roots and take them over the stones.
If Anaziah notices them doing that, Anaziah's going to use plant growth to do the same thing, and just in a larger area.
Well, show me up.
Well, more helping you with it, but.
So anyway, guys, if you hadn't noticed, Kyath sent me to help you guys because we heard there was some things going on with you. And he looks really kind of nervous. And he's a little twitchy. But he's like looking at everybody. And then he looks at what's your character's name, Panda?
Aurora?
Aurora. He looks at Aurora and goes, I don't know you. But the rest of you, Kyath sends his regard. And he's kind of like shaking because he's like worked up. He's really worked up. And then he immediately goes back to doing the Druidcraft thing and trying to grow the roots along the path that we took as best as he can remember.
Zer's going to look at the water and the statue pouring stuff into it and decide to check his person for like water other than that.
Okay. Let's
water skin, basically.
look at what you have.
No, he drank that water. Okay. I thought back to Azure had the poison water. Oh no.
Let's see what you got on here. I just moved you over to... You do have 2 water skins.
Yep.
What is this one? You've got 70% water skin of ta.
That's water from the fountain in that crypt.
Oh, of the tomb? Okay.
Yeah.
Man, Azure has just got an array of stuff on him. Wow. Okay, interesting. Yeah, I'll say you're able to refill one of your other water skins while you're at Morgan's Palace.
Yeah. So, after casting plant growth, Azure's going to turn to Gibble and like, so, what's going on? Where are we? We just woke up on the beach.
So we are on the continent of Ryan, okay? And these elves, they're bad. They're really, really, really bad. Not only are they bad, but they don't like my kind. So Kyath was really worried about you guys after hearing about Dagger Gully. So he asked me to come help you guys. And he was so worried that he gave up our contract. So I'm no longer his familiar. So I'm here to help you guys. But we got to get out of here because these guys are bad news.
Okay. Do you have a way to get out of here?
Oh, actually, do you think because Lex has lived on like seashores her entire life, do you think that they could tell like the direction of water based on where the sun is, like or like north, east, west, or whatever?
Roll me a survival check.
I'm away from my laptop. Could you roll my survival check?
I will roll you a survival check.
Alright. I would hope so.
That's a good survival check.
What was it?
21.
Nice.
You're going to learn 2 things. One, as you come over here, you know, you look at this waterfall, the water glistening off of the rocks and flowing into a stream. This is fresh water. There is a river nearby this is probably coming from, or some wellspring. That said, if there's a river here, there's probably a delta that connects to the ocean. You can probably follow this stream to that delta.
Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and tell the rest of the group that we can go ahead and follow the river. Honestly, the best idea from what I've always heard is just to like walk in the river if you can to avoid any footsteps. Yeah.
Well, walk quickly then.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, go.
Let's
Alrighty.
go. Come on. We got to get away. Come on.
Be careful as you enter not to give away the direction we're going until after you're already in the water.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Give me 1 second. There is a couple things I need to do.
I'm just reading through the spell growth, or plant growth spell, and I'm going, you know, that's perfect for covering up your tracks. Like, instantly, everything within 100 feet becomes covered in plants.
And it's not rough terrain. It's double rough terrain because it's 4 feet for every 1 foot instead of 2.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
I don't have to worry. I can fly.
Okay. So several things are going to happen. As you guys wade into the water, trumping into this grotto, you are going to see the large ogre pushing the bramble trees aside, following. And I will roll him a check, and I'll roll this lady's horse a check. Following behind him as he steps into this almost forgotten area, you are going to see the elven lady who is leading your procession. She's going to say, she's going to look at all of you and say to Azure, again speaking in Elvish, and say, "Come now, haven't you heard the old superstition? Never chatter with the Wanderkin. They'll lead you on chase and steal from you by nightfall. We've had our fun, let's return."
Azur will actually try to remember if he's heard something like that.
I will say in a nat 20 of no, Azure has not heard anything like that.
That one's new to me. Quick to the far bank, she hasn't caught us yet! He'll say in Elvish.
This one I'm gonna need another deception check from.
Okay. That is what it is.
Okay. At which point she's going to exhale and charge at Azure and say, "Fine, to the end then."
She's on a horse, right?
She is on a horse.
But the horse will also be impeded by that growth, right?
It is a mount. It has an easier time, but I did roll its check. It did not trip.
I'm gonna cast polymorph on the horse.
Okay, everybody's got to roll me initiative. She
Yeah,
was.
I like it.
She was told she's got to catch Azure. She is going to catch Azure. Woo! Anaziah. Lord.
How do we roll initiative without the counter?
You can just roll initiative. This is going to be cinematic.
Okay.
Until I have need to make a grid. Okay, Anaziah at 21. Can you polymorph a beast?
Now, here I have to say what I'm polymorphing into first, correct?
Yes. What are you trying to polymorph it into?
I'm gonna roll a d10, and high I'm turning into something big, low I'm turning into something small.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna turn it into a fly.
A fly, an insect.
Okay.
Yeah, an insect. Something that flies, and it will probably fly away because it takes on the mental stats of the fly. So it's just gonna go, "What am I doing here?" and take off.
Okay. Anaziah, you have one initiative. I can roll Lex's initiative too, by the way.
Thank you.
So,
So we
does the horse succeed on a DC 15 wisdom save?
You know, the horse rolled a nat 1, but after all of its bonuses, and that it would normally pass, but the nat 1's a critical failure on save, so unfortunately, yeah. But after all its bonuses, it's a 26 on the save, so.
Oh my god.
I can't.
I was
The
about
horse
to
has
say,
failed.
that's the smartest fucking horse I ever seen.
What is your wisdom of the horse of the beach? Or what is your request of the horse of the beach? It has great wisdom to offer you. It fails.
I would like to learn to swim.
Now, I'm also curious. Does she take damage from the falling off the horse?
She does not. Falling is done at increments of 10 feet when you fall more than 10 feet.
Fair enough.
All right. Moving
Does she
at
at least
the
fall on her
7th.
face?
She does not. That's a nat 20 there. Okay, so moving at the 17 count, she is going to take the dash action, running towards Azure. Azure, as you take off towards the water, she is behind you. I am going to say, for all intents and purposes, she is able to put her hand on your shoulder. You are not grappled. She does not have an action to... she doesn't have an action to do so this turn, but she will grab your shoulder and say, "Can we end this? Or can we end this playful detour? There are people actually waiting on us." That is the end of her turn. Azure, you have been caught. Moving down to... you didn't roll initiative. Oh, you did. You're at 5. Moving to the 13.
I got a 5-er.
Trevin, you see Azure and this elf having a conversation in Elvish. She has her hand on his shoulder.
I don't like the elf. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a little bit of the gossamer off of my wing and throw it at her and cast banishment.
Nice.
Okay. She'll roll a wisdom saving throw against it.
Charisma.
Charisma. Okay, she rolled a 13, and unfortunately, that is... I'm gonna have to look at the creature I based her off of and see what they normally have for charisma. +7. Okay, she is going to pass at a 20.
Damn it. Now she's covered in the gossamer from my fairy wing, and she finds it very distasteful.
Fair enough. Okay. At that, that is your turn, and it is Panda. It is Aurora's turn. You see, this woman has her hand on Azure's shoulder. The fairy that showed up has just cast a spell at her. She has resisted it. She is now looking at you all angrily. What would you like Aurora to do, Panda? And if you're speaking, remember you're on push to talk. So I can't hear you. Can I make a suggestion?
Sure.
So you guys are in a situation that can go any way. Depending on how things play out for other members of your party, running might be the best option. Depending on how things play out, talking might be the best option, as she hasn't aggressed you yet. So with those two options in mind, I would suggest you could hold your action until you figure out what Aurora wants to do, and then later you can tell me like, oh, Aurora would like to do this, and then I'll just, move you in initiative order there of just like, okay, things went poorly, she fights. Oh, things went well, she runs. Or if you don't want to hold your action, you can ready an action. If you ready an action, that would be like, if she doesn't attack Azure, then I run away. If Azure, runs, I run. If she attacks Azure, I attack her. Would
Okay.
you like either of those options?
Sure. Can I hold it?
Yep. Okay. I will come back to you. That's the 12 count of initiative. Azure, 5 count of initiative. Her hand is on your shoulder.
What about Lex at 8?
Oh, Lex at 8. Lex at 8. Lex, her hand is on Azure's shoulder. She is looking at the rest of the party with frustration on her face. The ogre holding the trees back looks confused at all of this.
Lex is. How far is Lex away from Azure?
How far is Lex away from Azure? Lex, you were leading the party. I'll put you 15 feet from Azure. You have your feet in the grotto.
Nice. I'm gonna walk towards them, and in common, I'm gonna very loudly ask her what she's saying, both to her and to Azure. But I'm walking towards them, probably with one of my knives out, because I do not like this.
Okay.
And are you going to do something depending on...
Yeah, if she starts to get too aggressive, I'm just gonna shank her, because I'm already getting close.
Okay. You enter melee with Azure and this woman. And you ask her what's she doing. If she gets aggressive, you shank her. Okay. At that, we have the 5 count. Azure. Lexa stepped up to you. She's got her dagger out. She's speaking in common. This woman's speaking in Elvish. You are caught in the middle of this. What do you want to do?
Azure is going to reach into his disguise kit pouch and wipe his fingers on some golden glitter and just put it on his face under his eyes as he uses a cantrip Friends on this Elvish woman.
Okay. She rolls a charisma save against it? Or is it a wisdom? She rolled a 5 regardless. I don't think she beats your save. At a +7, that becomes a 12.
I don't know if there's a save. Let's see.
No, he just gets advantage on
I gain
charisma checks.
advantage
Oh, okay.
against her, yeah.
Well, never mind my roll then. That's her first bad roll of the night. She rolled a nat 20 to find you guys, by the way.
Here it is. I figured she found was good.
All right, for the duration, you have advantage on all charisma direct. When the spell ends, the creature realizes. Okay.
And then I will say something. Let's see. Say. You are very good at this game. Let's play one of your favorites from childhood. We'll be quick. No one will miss us. Trying to persuade her.
I will let you, just because this is the end of the round. Roll me a persuasion check.
Okay.
Roll me one more.
Well, it was a nat 20. I think it's pointless to roll the other one.
Okay. So, she is going to...
Oh, he'll also raise a hand to get the others to stop what they're doing, advancing towards her, you know.
All right. She is going to exhale and me think for a moment. Because now we're diving into games. Which is fine. I did actually have a list of games for Ilderon, which I have to go and find out what I did with that.
Why did that not surprise me?
Yeah, I read a article about interesting games for a fantasy, RPG thing that players can do, and I was like, I'll need this someday. And I know I took they gave a couple options, and I was like, oh yeah, these will do good. But if I can't find it, I will just use my brain.
Just for a curiosity, I guess he would actually be wearing the amulet of Uriel Ifir.
Okay.
How far away is the ogre currently? He was holding back the trees, right? Brandon?
Yeah, I'll put him, she had to dash to get to Azure. Lex is 15 feet from Azure. She is well over 30 feet from Azure. So I'll say, 40 feet.
She has a lot of movement then.
Well, no, she dashed, so she had 60 feet of movement on her turn. So
through 4 feet of movement per 1 foot.
Her
gained,
horse,
right?
Her horse trumped over the
okay.
Over the druid.
All right. I see what happened.
Yeah. So I will.
I'm sitting there going, damn, that's fast.
I'll say the ogre 60 feet from you all. Oof. Okay. You ask her to play a game, a favorite of her childhood.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than sitting here all night and searching for a tiny piece of my notes that who knows where it's at, I'm going to instead use my brain, and she's going to say, when I was a girl first cast into Water's Circle, I used to love sneaking off to these forests and going to all of the different fountains and coming up with fantastic tales and sharing them with others. She's going to walk towards the statue that is seeping the ichor. I'll tell you 2 tales of mine that are true, and 1 that is a lie. If you guess the one correctly, you win. And you shall do the same.
Excellent. I say in common to the rest. Be calm, my friends. We're going to do a game here by the waters. Me and her. And I go back to my attention to her, waiting for her stories.
She's going to let's say I was Water's call to find the Moonsinger that heeds her orders. I've walked the floor of the inner sea. I've wept tears in the streets and waters of Red Axe, in the wake of the Crimson Crusades. At a Yondel's call, I've seen and directed the armies of Nazaran to keep the Archblade at bay. She remains straight-faced. Oh, by the way, she starts speaking in common through all of this.
Huh, okay.
She has started playing 2 truths and a lie with you all. She's told you 3 things. One of them is a lie.
Let me guess. It wasn't Elvish, wasn't it?
Huh?
Was
No,
she still
you said
talking
it-
No,
about
she's
said it
speaking
was
in common.
Common this
Okay.
time. Okay, wasn't there a skill to see if I can sense...
Insight.
Insight, thank you. I'll try insight, first
Okay.
of all.
What are you trying to discern?
Discern which might be a truth. Or rather, which 2 were lies, I suppose.
Oof.
He doesn't seem to know.
Yeah, if she's a liar, she's dang good at it.
Okay.
Each one of those seemed emotional, heartfelt, and true to the core.
How about
Her resolve stays strong.
a history check? He
As she notices you studying her, struggling, probably fidgeting your bottom lip, a coy smile goes across her mouth. A history check. What are you rolling a history on?
just to see if any of the words she spoke ring a bell, I guess.
No, Azure was alive for a lot of these events. Go
Like
for it.
100 years, yeah. Or at least in this body. Or that
Huh.
body, rather. Huh.
Okay, you think, and, oof. None of these events are really hitting with you. I will say, the Moonsinger one does seem a little far-fetched. That, I don't know, it seems odd, but you can't.
Was that the one that included walking on the bottom of the inner sea?
Yes.
Okay. Yes, you were at Red Axe. That's for sure.
So
I
which
guess
is
correctly.
the lie? It seems that I've stumped you.
Oh. Out of character. She said 2 were true and 1 was a lie?
2 are true, 1's a lie.
Got you. Okay.
The rest of the party, you see Azure struggling with this.
And his eyes sitting there going, I don't know what the fuck to do. And to answer, at this point I don't know his name. I'm gonna keep refer to him as Gibble. is gonna say, yeah, he has no memory of anything, essentially. I've just been able to tell him a brief history of time with us.
So Azur will choose the third one, not the. He'll let the moonwalking waters and the red axe be the two that he believes are true. So see the other is false.
Are you sure? And she's going to say, "Are you sure? The
Yes.
Archlight festers just a small channel away. Across that very sea."
I'm sure.
She smiles and says, "While I wish it true I could heed Breath's commands, it is Water Circle I'm a part of. You are correct."
Azur gives a little bow where he sits.
She gestures a hand and says, "Don't be so smug. Go ahead and take your turn."
He assumes a more serene face and begins weaving tales from memory, hopefully.
What does Asher remember?
We played tag.
All right, 2 truths.
All
and
right,
a
so
lie.
he has to do 2 truths and a lie from what he knows. Okay. All right, he will tell the tale of allowing a what was he, a halfling?
Yes, Galen Kellinar.
Yeah. Allowing a halfling a chance for redemption. He tells that tale that as he remembers it, and then I can do performance if you like, because this is his kind of thing. And furthermore, he will tell the tale of the second thing he'll tell is of meeting 2 dragons and having tea with them. And
She stops you instantly and says, "That one's the lie."
you have won. You have won as well. Well done. How did you know? How did you know?
She's going to... Well, you know, I'll roll her a history check. She's going to say, "Dragons only exist in story and text." Upon which she rubs her chin, and she's going to speak up and say, I've been assigned to help an Ascitar achieve their ascendancy trial. I have no stomach for boats. And go ahead.
Out of character, could you kind of let me know when you're saying this next one and the next one?
Okay.
So to
Yeah,
speak.
the first one, she says, I was assigned to help an Ascitar with an ascendancy trial.
Mm-hmm.
The second is she has no stomach for boats. And the third is, you know what? I'll roll her a die, and she is going to say, Morsian sweetbread is by far my favorite treat of produced by Milsarai lands. Or Milsarai hands.
Alright. He'll try a insight again. I believe you have a fine stomach for boats. That's your lie.
She is going to shake her head and say, I hate the things. Blasted they be. When allowed, I travel only via teleportation circle. Islands without it don't gain the benefit, or don't gain the pleasure of my presence.
I should have worked it out. Well done. You are victor.
At which she's going to gesture to the path and say, after escorting you, we have a prisoner that we need to take to the dark waters.
Oh my, who have you caught?
She's going to shake her head and say, a defector. One who needs a realignment with her ambition.
Oh, that is grievous indeed.
So I'm sure you can see how important our time is. If you and your servants could, Yandel only wishes to know the success of Water's Gambit.
He'll smile, look around at all of his companions, kind of reading them. And reply,
There we go. Sorry, my Wi-Fi came out. What happened?
indeed, must not keep your mistress waiting any longer.
It's not hard to read Trevin. He is like, he's got a finger over his shoulder. He's pointing. Time to go. Time to go. Let's go.
Azure stands up for a stretch. And then runs off again. Can you catch me again?
Hold person.
On her?
Yes.
All right. She is going to say you as Trevin casts hold person. Upon which she is going to shake off the magic and say, "All right, that's it." And I don't know. Is she slighted? I feel like she's slighted.
She should be.
Yeah, she's going to say, or she's going to shout as Azure runs off and says, "I won't catch you, but my hounds will, in their jaws. I'm tired of these games. I indulged you long enough." And she is going to tromp off into the woods. The ogre lumbering behind her. She does not give chase.
Alright, guess we should go into the water then.
Take off running.
Yeah, let's just book it. I
We
really
gotta
should
go.
drink
These
there.
people are not good. They're bad. We gotta go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. You all.
I'm also.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm also just curious. Like, at some point, my polymorph will fade,
It will.
right? I'm just curious.
Horsefly.
After 1 hour.
Where's the horse?
Or you could drop it and kill the
Is
horse.
it like in 30 feet in the air at this point? Like we have no idea where the fly is.
I'll roll a percentage die if it is in a dangerous place when it unpolymorphs. That said, you all are able to get into the water and start heading towards the beach. Okay. Is other than using the water to mask your guys' trail, is there anything you guys are doing to move stealthily? And I'll kind of describe the environments you're going through after I get an idea of how you're moving.
I don't know. I'm a rogue. Does that count for anything of being like sneaky?
You're always sneaky.
Nice.
I'm looking to see if there's anything that I can do to.
Could I just carry you? You can't be taller than me.
Me?
After-
I'm 2
Yeah,
foot tall
just
and I
like
fly.
pick you up like a sack of flour.
I'm 2 foot tall and I fly.
After about
Oh, well, then
5
just
minutes,
fly.
You all are going to hear. Hounds howling in the distance.
My friends, this is too slow. Let us be on the far bank and beyond.
Can we set the forest on fire? Will that slow them down?
I thought about it, but
Why not? We're in
also
the
big.
river.
it's a big signal. We're here.
Yeah, but like we'll start the fire and then we'll start moving. So, like,
Fire
You
can be
know?
unpredictable and maybe faster than we.
And if we're on the other shore, and you cast it on the shore they're on, I'm good with that. Just saying.
What did the trees do to you?
I don't care about the trees. I care about them. They want to kill us. They're gonna kill us. Let's go.
yeah.
Let's go. I have a few ideas for these hounds.
Alright, as Ur gets to the far bank and runs.
Alright. As you guys are running in this stream, it connects with the river proper. The water is going to split in about 6 different directions from which you can see in the far distance. The fortunate part is you can see the evening sky here as it is setting over the ocean in the far distance. That said, the hazy fog surrounds the forest and the different areas that this delta splits to. I am going to re-roll stuff. Okay. That said, there are 6 different paths cascading from north to south. Which path do you all want to go on? You can give me just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The water is picking up, and presumably you're going to have to start swimming as this stream connects with the river. If you choose to go in the river, you can walk along the banks along the side of it, but that's its own decision. If you guys want to walk along the banks, you can. Anyways,
where's the wind?
Oh,
Where's the
sorry.
wind coming from?
Where's the wind coming from? I guess the wind would follow the course of the river, flowing out seaward.
So it's basically at our backs.
Yeah. I think what would probably be better is I just give you guys the description and let you make your own decisions. So as you are wading through the stream, the water picks up as it connects with the river proper. You can see from the bend of the river, there are different channels where the large part of the river breaks off, and the water, or the current, is kind of picking up in the distance. You can see these different areas where it breaks, and in the distance you can see the sun setting over the ocean. There are different banks between this delta. However, getting to any one of those islands, or those little islandets, you're going through the middle of the river. What do you all want to do?
Zer will say, why don't we just stick with the side we're on and follow the outermost leg of this?
I wouldn't have had a plan prior to meeting up with them, or would I have just like rushed over here to give every chance of help that I could?
You know what? There was something we didn't discuss with your character sheet. That is just coming to mind that I meant to send you earlier this week.
Okay.
Loot points. You have the option of spending 14 of them. I will say, if you give me 8 of them, I will think of maybe something beneficial that might be nearby for you.
Hold on one second. There was some. I want to look up something real quick.
I did mean to tell you to spend loot points earlier, but it did completely slip my mind.
That's fine. I want to look up something, and it's not on here that I see. How many loot points is a folding boat?
How many loot points? I'm pretty sure that's a lot. It's like a 20,000 gold item.
Is it really?
I mean, yeah, it's a boat that unfolds. You can crush people to death with it. But the other thing, let's see, I'm pulling it up now. I'm pretty sure I put that one on the loot table.
I don't see it. I see a keel boat, a ship of sailing.
Let's see. I'll look it up. I had a thing that I was using for this, or rather, I had a kind of a formula that I was using for this, but I've been instead using a beautiful PDF that a bunch of dungeon masters used together, and that's how I've been pricing out the items. And it's called a folding boat?
I think that's what it's called.
I know what item you're referring to. I don't think that's its name. Let me look in the DMG real quick. Oh, the beauty of all of the different ways to solve problems.
Yeah, it's a magic item folding boat. It's a rare item.
Yeah.
But it just folds up into like a unfold a boat 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, 2 feet deep. A pair of oars, an anchor, a mast, and a lateen sail.
Yeah, I am familiar with it.
Second command word makes it a 24-foot long, 8-foot wide, and 6-foot deep.
All right. Priced at 10,000 gold. That would be about 5 heroic loot points. I will give you guys a discount on it and put it at 4 loot points.
4 total?
4 heroic loot points. Yeah, and out of your starting gold, it would not be enough to purchase.
Yeah, no, that's not enough. Well, I'll give you the 8, and then whatever you give me, because that's the only thing I mean, I would have assumed we had a boat set up or some kind of means of quick travel away from here once I got them away from the bad people.
All right. You can add 700 gold to your character sheet. And you can also add a scroll of a teleportation circle to your sheet. Kayeth equipped you with one and told you if you can just get them out of this area. The scroll has the sigil of the Coven signet on it. If somebody else can cast it, they can get you guys there.
So as soon as we get a good ways away, I bust out the scroll. I say, okay, who can cast this? It's a scroll of teleportation circle.
I think the 2 best people would be me or Aurora. Right, Brandon? Would Anaziah be able to use it?
I don't think it's a druid spell.
I do not believe it's a druid spell. I believe
don't
it's a wizard, warlock, or sorcerer spell. Maybe a bard spell?
It is a sorcerer spell. Aurora can use it.
Hi. What do I need to do here?
A scroll is a magic spell inscribed on a piece of paper that is used once and it's gone.
I hold the spell out and I say, just read this wonderful thing and get us the hell out of here.
Wait, shouldn't you tell her where to go or something?
Isn't it on the? It's like the.
Yes, it's inscribed into the scroll.
The spell. Yeah.
Spell.
Alright. Here I go.
Aurora, are you capable of casting 5th level spells? I'm looking at your character sheet.
No.
Is anyone?
No.
Okay.
No, you're at 4th.
Um.
Level 9 is 5.
So Aurora, if you want to cast,
How are you
this-
5th level spells?
No, we can't.
Oh, okay.
Teleportation is a 5th level spell.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, that's a 5th level spell. We're only 8th level. We can't cast 5th level spells yet.
Aurora, if you want to cast this, reading over the scroll, looking at the sigils, reading the incantation, it's a little bit outside of your skill range. You can do it, but imagine cooking a recipe for filet mignon, and you're not a chef, and it's just like, okay, if you follow everything right, you can cast a spell, but you're trying not to mess up as you're doing it. You're gonna have to roll a you're gonna have to roll a use magical item check, which is a it is a d20 plus your proficiency bonus plus your charisma. And you are trying to get a 15 on this check, is what the scroll requires.
I could try it too if it's. Did we look the spell up?
It is an ability check, and it can be modified by things. It can be modified by things that modify ability checks.
I will. I'll use a bardic inspiration on her to give that +4 opportunity.
Okay. How do you inspire her?
I believe in you, Aurora. You can do anything.
Rub her shoulders a little bit. No pressure here. No pressure. You're good. You're good.
You technically could have done it too, Azure. It is on your.
Probably we'll get an opportunity. We'll see how she does.
Well, they're one-time use. That you, if you screw it up, that burns the spells. That burns the scroll.
Well, this is no pressure or anything at all, but I will try my
not at all.
best.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right. Go ahead and roll me d20, and I can look at your character sheet and add you all of the bonuses that you that are needed. I'm going to just double check real quick for me and make sure it is double check just to make sure it's a separate ability check and not a arcana check. So might be able to just have you roll that. Okay. If the spell is on your class list but a higher level spell casting, ability check using your spell casting ability to determine whether or not you cast it on a.
Are you feeling confident? Are you feeling magical? He's offering her a gentle out if she wants.
Okay. I actually lied to you all. It's a spellcasting check using your spellcasting ability, but you do not actually get your proficiency bonus on it.
But she does get the D6
Alright.
from the.
Yes, she does. All right. Let's do this. I'm going to. You know what? Let's up the stakes a little bit. I'm gonna roll a survival check for the hounds chasing you. Fortunately, they are rolling with disadvantage. Because you guys have been walking through the water. Oh, one of these wolves, you are going to see them. It is a large creature on the upper side of the bank. It is on the other side of the river, far up from you guys, as it is tracking.
Does it?
You. It has. It does not seem to notice you guys. However, there is a darker. The first one I describe is a large white wolf. There is a black wolf. It is also large, and it also has both of them are puffing out this green mist from their mouth as they are sniffing, looking, running. It looks up from the riverbank and looks towards you guys. It is much closer as it howls. The other one looks from up the bank, and they are going to start running towards you guys. They are far away from you. You can see them in the distance. You do have time to cast the spell.
And as I see this, I just tap Aurora on the shoulder and say, "Just be calm. You're okay." And I give her guidance.
Okay. So
Roughly how far away are the wolves?
Let's see. What's the dash speed of the creatures? I'll do that times 10. They are 1 minute away. Panda, go ahead and roll me 1d20. In chat, you can type /r space 1d20.
And then send.
Yeah, and then you can just press enter after you got it tight. And then after that, we'll do all of the bonuses.
Okay. Wait, so you said /r
Space.
Yep, space 1d20.
One.
/r space 1d20.
They are vague silhouettes to you guys. They're 600 feet away. And you can just see them tromping down the river.
It says the command won't work.
Okay.
On the left-hand side of the screen, there's a bar with an arrow, a paintbrush, a magnifying glass, and a bunch of stuff. The second from the bottom is a dice. On there, it has all the dice you need to roll. So you can just click on the D20 on the left-hand side, and it will roll the D20 for you.
Yeah, I also just sent you the full command if you want to just copy and paste that into Roll20. That should work too. I am on the edge of my seat. Okay. Were you going to say something?
I was just gonna say something. If the wolves, the first wolf gets to about 120 feet, I wanted to.
Okay. Panda, as Aurora is casting this scroll, she is scratching the insignia on the ground, chanting the letters. The scroll is lighting up. She's got this. Everything is working out. And wait, was that an A or an E? You stumble. The magic flickers. The scroll turns to ash, and the teleportation circle on the ground turns white. And then a line of arcane energy zips into the air as it teleports itself away. The incantation has failed.
Sorcerer only has a +1 for her.
She is a divine soul sorcerer. You do have the option of using your wisdom, I believe, on that too. Unfortunately, that would still make it a 14. All right. The hounds are going to be running down the river toward the party. When they get within 120 feet, there was something, No Soul, you were trying to do?
Yep.
What
Casting
do you
wall
want
of
to do?
fire in front of them.
Okay. This is going to be interesting because they're running along the bank of the river. One is across the river, and we'll have to make a check to...
Yeah, it's blocking whatever direction they're coming from. So if they're coming from the north, I'm putting it across the north. They can't come.
Okay.
Right?
So it's kind of angled from the edge of the stream in front of them?
It's I'm putting a direct barrier in front of them with us as long as I possibly can. So it's the hardest to get around as possible.
Okay. I will just say the wall of flame will attack both of them, or will touch both of them if they leap at you guys. I have to roll one last check of the parties of the people coming here. Okay. The hounds are going to leap through the fire, and they are going to. That's a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, dexterity 15.
Okay. I'm just gonna roll this for them. And I'll add their poof. All right. They are going to take 20 points of fire damage as the flames ignite the mist around them, clinging to their fur. They step through them. They do not look bloodied as they begin to circle the party. They were howling as they came here. You guys can hear the beats of the hoof beats of a horse in the distance. Presumably the elves that were leading your procession earlier. I rolled a check for the other horse when you cast Wall of Fire. It was a 40% chance for it to be in a precarious situation. When it
I'm
was
just
released from
picturing
its
someone
polymorph.
sitting there and all of a sudden a fly turns into a horse in front of them.
It was not in a precarious situation. It is a horse again. It is confused. Okay. These hounds surround the party. They begin snarling.
Go
Go
what's
ahead.
the biggest? Is there a bigger one than the rest, or?
There are two of them. They are both large creatures.
There's a white and a.
There's a white and a white and a dark gray one. Just looking at these beasts, you can tell these are not normal dire wolves.
All right. Well, at 30 feet, Azur would like to cast blindness on the white one.
Okay. They do not step within 30 feet of you. They surround the party almost predatorially. I can draw this out on a map. The main thing...
I will try to approach one so it's within 30 feet.
Okay. The main thing I need to know is, are you guys going to fight them or are you going to submit? Because if you fight, I'm going to roll up this combat for next session. If you guys turn yourselves over, we can find a good ending place in the next 30 minutes. But I don't want to start a combat in the last 30 minutes. That's
I think
cool.
just set it up for the next one. 'cause-
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll pick up here next session then.
I mean, Azur would say, I may be able to talk us through it, but I'll just not mention dragons.
Mhm.
And he
There's
gives a
no
kind of a childish
talking
grin.
us through it. They're gonna try and kill us.
Yeah.
Killing you guys was never on their mind. They invited
Oh.
you to dinner.
Yeah, no, they're gonna kill us. Especially me.
All right.
I don't
Let's-
have the mind of getting out of here.
Let's do experience for this session. She gave you guys some really important information. She gave you guys information that you had as players and characters before, but you didn't quite grasp whoever said it. You have learned the names of two higher up people within their faction. One of them is water, another one of them is breath. You guys asked the lady in Dagger Gully who she works for, and she told you she serves something as essential as water, essential to life as water itself. And this lady has told you guys that she is a part of or she heeds Water's call. There was something else important that she said tonight, but I don't remember it. Oh,
She said the name of the mission that went off to the other realm.
Or somewhere else.
They were wanting to report about their success or not.
oh yes,
You know.
Water's Gambit inside of Dagger Gully.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
you guys were a part of. And when I say a part of, you guys were unfortunate victims
Victim.
of.
yeah. That's why I'm trying to leave.
The other thing she said, there is a defector within their ranks.
Mhm.
Presumably very close to you guys. Would not be bad news at all if you guys could somehow get this defector to Coven. So I will give you guys 3 ticks of major experience tonight. That is 7. Let's see. Times 3. 2,250 experience. And you guys added another player to your party. And I will give you guys minor experience for that. Let me add 350 for organic introduction. 2,600 experience for tonight. Okay. So should I do inspiration?
Like, God damn it.
You know, I'll give inspiration to Azure. Azure, do you want me to roll inspiration for you, or do you want normal
Now, whenever
inspiration?
you watch grades, I have to watch grades because I'm
For being a very
fucking great.
confused
You made me forget what?
high elven lord.
Just for a while, that was the only thing that
You can roll it.
had on.
Okay.
You would put on every time.
And boom. You can add whatever that is to your sheet. Oh, normal inspiration. Okay. All right.
There it is.
And our next session will be on the 15th of May. Man, time is flying. Thank you, everybody, for watching. We're going to end here for the night. Have a good evening. Goodbye.